丽的一生实在是太传奇了。她是整个欧洲历史上第一位嫁入王室的亚裔王妃。
It was such a magical time of year. Everybody's just so happy. How do you explain love? What is the end game for love? And I think love is sacrificing. But eventually, what do you think went wrong with the relationship? It's not easy being a single mom. He's a great friend to me. He means a lot to me. But we shouldn't have been married forever. Life is filled with ups and downs and trials and tribulations, and I'm one for trying to find a silver lining in any situation. I've learned to love myself more. I've learned to give myself a pat on the back. A man in my life, it's a nice to have, but not a need to have. I want to be in charge of my destiny, sailing my own ship.
本节目由长安马自达CX-8独家冠名播出。
要走过多少路，才能活成自己想要的姿态？会有多少次沮丧，才能以最美笑容面对现在？撕下标签，他们是谁？又是什么造就了他们的非凡人生？我带着疑问和好奇，去探知背后的答案。靠近一点，随之而见。这里是丹麦，世界上最古老的君主国。从公元940年哈拉尔国王到现任君主玛格丽特2世女王，王室的血脉在北欧这片土地上已传承了1000年之久。这也是诞生安徒生的童话王国。他笔下的王子和公主们总是幸福地生活在一起。而我们今天的主人公是龙的传人，一位闯入丹麦王室生活的香港女孩。
En stor applåd för Alexandra.
It's a real honor for me to be here this evening. I'm taking a little bit of the children who dream in Africa and dreaming for me tonight. I hope that you will appreciate my song, and I hope I can spread a little bit of love here. Thank you very much.
她是文雅丽，欧洲王室史上第一位亚裔王妃。
I really like feeling the ground underneath my feet.
她也是第一位与王子离婚，却依然享誉伯爵封号的传奇女性。
That's right what you've said. I don't often say no. I rush to a challenge.
她还是一位热爱生活、平凡而纯粹的单亲妈妈。
It's not always easy being a single mom. It's hard.
这是她的大儿子，不做王子，偏做模特的 Nikolai。
It's really good adrenaline kick as well.
这是他的小儿子，温雅丽的超级迷弟 Felix。
Well, she usually tells us, just like she said before. Exactly, yeah, she wouldn't hide it.
跟 随本期主人公文雅丽，开启丹麦童话之行，听她讲述不一样的童话故事。
I know I was married here, so this castle has a very, very big significance for me, very nostalgic.
How old is this castle?
Well, it was built before the 1550s, but it was then when it was Frederick II, King Frederick II, who took over the castle, and it was his son, Christian IV, who really turned it into a Renaissance castle. He spent a lot of money. He was very interested in beautiful buildings. So thanks to him, we have the beautiful stock exchange in town and this amazing castle. This room has very special memories for me because just after we got married, we stood here and had our official portraits taken with the family. So we all lined up here.
Wow.
Yeah, now you see, this is what is so special about here. There are a lot of, there are coats of arms. Oh. Coats of arms of many people, diplomats, people from the court.
I remember you said you have one of yours.
Yes. Oh, princes, kings, everybody, and so many people have their coats of arms hanging here. So we'll go up and look at that.
This is beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful? Ja, husk det fra den hang. Tak. They're here.
Wow.
The horse is the Frederiksborg horse. There's a line of horse called Frederiksborg, and my title is Countess of Frederiksborg, so the horse is very much part of it. And the dragon, because of my Asian ancestry.
Oh, is that your idea to put the dragon?
Yes, of course. And I'm born in the year of the dragon, so to me the dragon is double special.
And what about the flower?
Yeah, the blue flower is called the enzian, which is a flower from Austria. It's a little mountain flower, but it's quite a hardy flower, quite a strong flower. It breaks through where nothing else grows. So that's the enzian, which represents Austria. And this is the magnolia, which represents my father's home city of Shanghai.
You seem very precious and grateful of your origin. Of the East.
Yeah, of course, it's a huge part of me. The dragon, I mean, you can't get better. You can't get better than the dragon.
How did you meet your king?
A girlfriend of mine knew Prince Joachim's father's, a friend of his father's, a Chinese friend in Hong Kong. She said he and his brother would be there, and I'd made previous arrangements, so I said I couldn't. And she's one of my closest friends, so she said, if you don't come and help me out here, I'll be really annoyed.
Help her out what?
To entertain, to be, to make sure that we suggested the right restaurants, and so I helped her out. I met them, and I thought they were charming. I mean, he contacted me, and we went out for dinner, and things escalated, and I always thought he was extremely charming, polite, very knowledgeable, and genuine.
Is the genuine side of him that you see in him and fall in love with?
Yeah, and also the fact that he was down to earth. I mean, I met him away from all this. So I met him away from Denmark and being a public figure. I met him in Hong Kong when he was working for Maersk. So, he's a Danish businessman.
Him being a prince, is it difficult for you to make decision whether or not to date with him, to marry him? Is it a factor?
It had its...
Is it a problem?
It had its issues in that I don't think we could have just been dating each other for years. So it was amazing that we could keep it secret until we got engaged. I still, to this day, don't know how we did that. But then we didn't have social media. We didn't have mobile phones with cameras. I forgot about that. That makes a big difference. I think we knew that we wanted to be together, and that we had to not have a long, drawn-out decision-making process.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, so when we got married, we walked up the aisle, and the Queen had decorated this filled with flowers in November. So it was filled with the most beautiful, very feminine flowers, cream, faint yellow and baby pink. It was just filled the whole altar. It was beautiful.
Was that her idea, or you?
Yeah, that was her idea, yeah.
Wow. Do you have a sense of nostalgic every time you come here?
Well, yes, I do, because it reminds me of that day in November, and it all happens so it's so fast. so coming back here, it helps me remind me again of the day.
As we were walking up here, you talked to me a lot about that day, that we call it the wedding of the century, and you said it yourself that in your mind it is the wedding of the century.
For me, yeah. So we found the date of November the 18th. That the whole country was gearing up for my wedding to Prince Joachim. Everybody was looking forward to it. It was covered in the media. It was such a magical time of year, and for me to come from Hong Kong, where I've never seen snow, on the drive-in and coming into the square and seeing all the military, all the soldiers lined up on the horses in their finery. They have the beautiful small shells. It was pageantry at its best. It was steeped in tradition, in Danish culture. It was on the day itself, everything was white, everything was magical, and when snow is lying around, it puts a different sound to things. It's almost like you have a big carpet outside. Everything, the light is different because the light reflects the snow, and there are candles everywhere. You know, I remember people were standing with candles down the road. It was just so beautiful.
Well, I think the snow added the kind of fairy tale atmosphere that Andersen wrote in his stories, right?
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
How do you explain love? What is the end game for love?
Oh, gosh. I think it's difficult to love someone else if you don't have self-love. And I think love is sacrificing, being there for each other, I think.
What did you sacrifice for love? Anything that you've done?
Moving from everything I knew, moving from my family, uprooting myself from my whole network in Hong Kong, and can't say it better than a leap of faith. Going with my husband to my new country and learning everything that he represented, taking it on board for myself.
But eventually, what do you think went wrong with the relationship?
I think two people are not always meant to be together. You asked me. I think what we have is the next best thing to a happy marriage. And I've always said this, we have a happy divorce. What we have is not something that is forced. It's something that feels really natural to us. It's not because we have two beautiful children together that we feel we have to make this effort. But you know, having said that, he's a great friend to me. He means a lot to me. But we shouldn't have been married forever.
It's quite a big incident back then, nation-wise and around the world. What was those years like after divorce?
Being a single mom. Yeah. It's not easy being a single mom. It's not easy. Many times, like very much there to be a male
figure,
figure on a more regular basis in my boys' lives, but they've always known their dad is there, and he's moved even closer to us by being in Copenhagen.
But things worked out really well these days. They're having a good relationship with their dad. You're having a really good life now.
They're so balanced, my children. I couldn't ask for better children.
The two boys were how?
They were 6 and 3, I think. Yeah.
How did you explain to them?
It was a turbulent time. I mean, it was, fortunately, Nikolai hadn't started school yet. So, and fortunately, Felix hadn't started in nursery school yet. So, in that respect, it wasn't uprooting them from many of the things that they knew.
Like you said, you always find a silver lining of dark clouds. What is better after divorce?
Well, you're captain of your own ship. You're captain of your own ship. You don't have to confer with somebody else when you need to make decisions. I make all my decisions myself, which makes me feel extremely independent. A man in my life, it's a nice to have, but not a need to have. So I'm really happy with where I'm at. And I've also learned in the years afterwards that I've learned to love myself more. I've learned to give myself a pat on the back when I think I've done something well and I've made the right decision and I've done it on my own. It gives you a sense of achievement.
Anything that you did that you regret these days?
Oh, probably a lot. A lot of things, sure, but not enough where I think, ugh.
Is there any little regrets that you remember?
Little regrets? Oh no, I remember the bigger ones more than the little ones.
What are the big ones?
Oh, well, I'll keep those to myself. I'm sure you can guess some of them.
在文雅丽的故事里，爱是一切的答案。30岁只身闯入丹麦王室，10年后顶着舆论潇洒离开，之后再次遇见爱情，又再次选择离开。对于爱情，他从不将就，也不放弃。但爱从来都不只局限于爱情一种，与2个孩子之间的爱，可能才是文雅丽生命里最重要的部分。
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
I'm Nikolai.
Nikolai, good to see you. I'm Natalie.
Felix.
Hi, Felix. Good to see you. I'm Natalie.
This is Bailey.
Hi, Bailey. Oh, we have a carriage. Hello, I'm Natalie.
Hello.
Hi, hello.
Good day.
Hi. Welcome.
Good day. Time.
Oh, so your greeting is good day, right?
Good day. Yes,
Good day.
Yes.
Good day. I should do that too. Good day.
Yeah. It's
Good day. Let's do it again. Good day.
It's easy. Yeah.
So it
And
means
maybe
good day, right?
Yes, and let's hear in Mandarin how to say it.
你好.
Ni hao. That's easy.
That's Chinese. 你好. If we speak it in Cantonese, it should be 你好.
Ni hao. Exactly. Ni hao ma.
You're good at this. Let's get on.
Yes. actually. It's one of the biggest parks. There is a lot of wild deer here.
Wild deer?
Yes, who are allowed to roam wild here. And it's quite unusual to have such a big park quite close to the city.
So you come here often to this park?
It is. Now that we have a dog, it's a great excuse to come a bit more often. We picked him up from the animal shelter 2 weeks ago. Bailey.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, so he's our newest family member.
Oh.
You know, in Denmark, we're really good at not letting the weather spoil things for us.
Is this typical weather here in Denmark?
It's actually quite nice.
Really? It's quite nice!
Quite mild for now.
Oh,
yes.
really?
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my God, it
Yeah.
seems so cold
It could
and
have been
humid.
worse. It could have been raining.
Oh, yeah.
But it's humid because everything in Denmark is so close to the sea.
Tell me, when you were 31 and you first try to live in this city, try to live in this country, what do you feel? It's so different.
Well, you see fast-paced, neon lights, harbour very active, tall buildings. It was a huge contrast for me to come here, and I learned about a new culture and a new history. I took on a different religion, which was not very different to the religion I grew up with anyway. But everything was so new. But I'm curious by nature. I love learning new things. So I gave a speech in Danish 7 weeks after I arrived here to the whole country. To me, it was really important to learn the language.
And it is said that you only took 300 hours to manage the language.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been much more than that. I had no more time to learn Danish. I had to do my duties to represent different patronages, my charities in the country, and also to travel around and also represent Denmark abroad.
That's a heavy task.
It was to take on all at once. But I remember being really tired at the end of the day when you're speaking a language that's quite foreign to you. And I'm normally a person who likes to talk, with people, to communicate. So I think in the beginning my friends thought she's very quiet. She doesn't say very much.
You're quiet because you didn't know the language very well.
Exactly.
The most interesting was the time in Hong Kong before we were born.
Wow.
My youth.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
youth. I try and take them back to Hong Kong as often as possible. So when I get a chance to go, I take them because it's really important for me to show them where I grew up and what means so much to them. And they love being there.
Yeah, we do.
How many times have you been to Hong Kong?
It's usually every second year.
Wow, that's pretty frequent actually.
Probably.
What were you like when you were their age?
Well, I grew up with 2 sisters, and we were tomboys. So we played outside our building on the road with other neighbours' children. We kicked a football. When my parents took us a lot to the outlying islands, so there are many small islands around, or bigger islands also around Hong Kong. So we would make a trip to one of the islands for the week and go for a walk.
What do you usually do with your sons?
Well, I guess we just go for a walk with the dog, or we've been biking a lot here.
We've been biking a lot too,
We have. Go a lot.
Yeah, we've been
You
to rowing
go.
classes.
Oh.
Yeah, work well, and we travel a lot together.
It is very, very beautiful. Oh.
Oh, wow. They're white deer as well. White. Which is, they've obviously been allowed to breed here. Because obviously in the wild they would be much more easily spotted than the brown deer.
Can you hear it? They're fighting. See? See? Yeah. I'm so glad you came. I don't normally see this.
I want to get closer, but I don't want to get hurt.
I guess they'll always keep a safe distance. So if you get closer, they'll move.
Nikolai, have you seen this before? this crowd?
No, I think I've seen them eating once.
We need you to come here more often.
I'm getting a bit cold. Let's just go back.
I really want to get closer.
Well, let's go. We can try.
Really? I'm scared.
Just do it slowly.
Okay. I'm scared. Oh, they're looking at us.
This is what I learned when I went bird watching in southern Jutland. There's a lot of bird nature reserves there, so that they can come there when they migrate. And I learned if you go slowly, you don't disturb them.
Don't make a sudden move, right?
Exactly.
That's going to irritate them. Are they eating carrots or sweet potatoes?
No, turnips, I think.
Turnips?
Yeah.
Turnips.
It's a root vegetable.
Oh, okay.
鹿在丹麦象征着希望和智慧。拥有2000多头野鹿的丹麦王室鹿苑是狩猎与森林文化的代表，被联合国教科文组织收录进了世界遗产名录，也是维亚利最喜欢的森林公园。
It's pretty much what I imagined.
Is it?
It would be. The biggest surprise is you.
Yeah.
Actually.
Come on, Bailey. Come on.
从鹿苑离开，我受邀参加了 Nikolai 王子的践行宴。饭后，他即将启程参加迪奥的大秀。
So how's your typical morning?
Well, Felix and I get up quite early and I get Felix ready for school.
Then I bike off to school. It's only 15 minutes away.
Do you cook breakfast for them?
I do. On most days I make a smoothie, a really healthy smoothie, put everything in it. And,
Green or a weird color?
Sometimes beetroot, so it goes bright red, or blueberries, so it goes blue. But the blender doesn't throw anything away. There's no rubbish that comes out, so all the fibre and everything is kept in it. And I throw in seeds, and it's really healthy.
Do you prefer mom's dishes compared to restaurant dishes?
Yeah, some of them, definitely, yeah. The real traditional ones we've had.
For example?
I like the fried rice a lot.
Fried rice? That seems very hot, very Asian.
That's something you don't see in restaurants as well. So it's quite nice to get it sometimes.
What ingredients would you put into fried rice? Like egg?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, peidan.
Oh my God! You like that?
Oh, I love it.
You love it?
Yeah, and you like it too. Yeah.
In your eyes, is mom always a busy woman?
I'd say so, yeah. Sometimes she's not even home because she's usually in Switzerland.
So when mom's away, who's looking after each other?
Well, mostly we're not together because I spent the last 4 years at the boarding school, so you have to ask him how.
So I phone and check that Felix hasn't burned the house down.
And what about the downtimes? What would she be like, and what would you guys do?
We would support her, but she would always have a happy side. Try and stay happy.
But how do you notice that if she's down or not?
Well, she usually tells us. Oh. Just like she said before. Exactly, yeah, she wouldn't hide it.
Yeah, and then we'll stick together. A hot cup of tea and a good movie.
Oh, a good movie. That's a good way
we watch a lot of movies together, yeah.
We laugh so much. They come with their crazy jokes and they tell me about what they've experienced in their lives and their everyday. And Nikolai has been traveling quite a lot in the world, so I get a lot back from him, get a lot of feedback from him where he's been. And Felix's quirky sense of humor and his statistics. I mean, Felix is a walking lexicon, a walking dictionary. He knows everything. Yeah. So if you ever play Trivial Pursuit, you want him on your team. And no, I really, really enjoy the stage, the the age that they're at now, because I feel like we're so much on a par. And when I stand in between them, they tower over me. It's not me that's the protecting parent anymore. They're taller than me, they're stronger than me now. And when I get a hug from them, I really feel, you know, they're protecting me. They can protect me too.
Why don't we guys just eat? You must be starving. Did you eat anything before?
We had nothing, no.
You had nothing. Come on, come on, boys. Do you make decisions together? As for life decisions, for example, where you guys should work, where you guys should live?
Yeah, well, I think in the end we make the decisions ourselves, but we definitely talk about everything and every single detail. And
did you ever seek any advice from them?
Yes.
Yeah. Like what?
Sometimes there's a Danish word where, then she asks us.
Yeah, or he corrects me. I remember already from a young age, they would say, "Mom, you look really pretty," or something like that. So it means a lot to you when you hear that from your children without asking them. I've always included them in my big life decisions too.
Did you ever ask advice from Mom?
Well, I think we do all the time. Yeah, more than we even know. Yeah, I think.
Did you ask your mom about your modern career before you started it?
I think you actually came to me and asked me what I thought about it. Yeah.
The people, this wonderful couple who own one of the best modeling companies here. Binta, she came to me and she said, "Now your son is 18. How about it? You know, can we get him in for a meeting?" And I said, "Absolutely, but it has to be his decision. So when I go home today, I'll ask him and let him make that decision."
And I was thrilled. So.
How was it, of the first experience being a model?
I remember I was really excited, not scared, but...
not scared at all.
Yeah, quite excited for what was going to happen, and you had the drops.
You'd have butterflies in your stomach?
Yeah, definitely. And you had some drops against the butterflies in the stomach. And
do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I do. It's really good adrenaline kick as well. Yeah, it's great fun.
How did it feel to go for the walk for Dior in Paris?
Well, that was even more fun because, as my mom said, I got to open and close the show as well. So.
But I guess you're used to attention, so...
Yeah,
I'm wondering what's the difference?
Well, I think the difference is it's quite nice being known as Nikolai the model and not Prince Nikolai. So for something I did myself and not something I was just born to be.
在午餐中，我有几次被文雅丽与孩子们之间的对视打动。同样作为母亲，我读懂了对视背后的爱和信任。也许。这正是文雅丽一直以来如此强大的原因。
This is very dreamy.
That's right. This is the classic picture you will get if you want one picture of Copenhagen. All the different colored small houses with the canal right by it there. I mean, it's picture postcard perfect, isn't it? See, all these stalls are open for Christmas now, and a lot of people come here to get the Christmas atmosphere. You know, because it's all lit up at night. You can come here and you can have. We have a very typical drink at Christmas called Glück, which is heated wine. It's mulled wine. It's called mulled wine. So it's heated, and then you put nuts and raisins in it, and keeps you warm and tastes very nice too. The Glück. Here, Glück. This is the mulled wine. Hi. Hi. Oh, you must try it.
The Glück is a red wine with cinnamon and cloves.
Cloves, yes.
Yeah, cloves. Yeah, it's a traditional Danish typical drink for Christmas. So it's like.
Also, it smells nice too with the herbs.
Yeah.
Thank you. How sweet. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. It's good.
We say skål here. Skål.
Skål.
Skål. I'm taller than you. Skål.
You don't normally come down here, right?
I need you to come here so that I see all these things.
Everyone's so happy. Life is quite dreamy here. Hey. Would you use the word dreamy?
Well, I would use the word fairy tale.
Fairy tale.
Yeah, fairy tale, because to me it reminds us about Hans Christian Andersen, whom, as you know, is one of our most famous Danish people. That's why we top one of the happiest lists.
It's a good place to live. Fairy tale.
It is. I mean, you know, we're sailing out in the harbour on a weekday. There's no traffic here. Everything's calm. It's so peaceful. And this is what we were talking about with nature. Going into nature, you just feel a calm by being on the water. I grew up being on the water. For me, it's really important for me to be by the seaside.
You know, people say you have lived in the fairy tale. You are living in the fairy tale. You make the fairy tale into reality. Do you agree with that?
And you know, I think I would like to say that many of us live fairy tales. I think so many of us have stories to tell, right? And as we know from Hans Christian Andersen, as we were talking earlier, a fairy tale is not all fantastic and you know, lots of fireworks and balloons and everything. There are also some quite harsh fairy tales that are told, because it's important to depict life, I think, to depict real life, because that's what it is, ups and downs.
But do you still believe in fairy tales?
I do. I believe in happy endings, sure.
And I'm amazed that you still believe in fairy tales.
Don't you? Doesn't everyone want to? I mean, aren't fairy tales a little bit like that? Wanting the best for ourselves, but not knowing what the future could be?
Oh, yeah. Can you use 3 words to sum up the past 50 plus years of yourself?
Yeah, curious is definitely one. Curious.
Curious.
World citizen. Mom. Can I use that?
Yes,
Can I use that? That's such a...
These 3 words are exactly in 3 different areas. Curious is for yourself. World citizen is for the public. And mom is for the family.
Yes, yes.
So you have 3 roles,
yes,
right? Yourself, your public figure, and your family. I remember you said yesterday and earlier that you want to be the captain of your own ship.
Yes,
captain of your own
sailing my own ship. Yes,
sailing your own ship.
Yeah, finding my own destiny. Yes.
So you're not a person who would be carried by the flow, or...
No, I don't think so. I'm definitely not one to be different, just to go away from the crowd. No, not like that at all. But I want to be in charge of my destiny, and I think I'm the best person to define that.
Yeah.
I am a desert in need of a living.
文雅丽曾经说过，她的人生就像大海中的小船，但在她的航线里，小船不会随波逐流。只有乘风破浪，扬帆远航。如今54岁的文雅丽在一家制药公司任董事会成员，监督其商业合规性。她还参与多个慈善项目，援助非洲儿童，为帕金森病的研究机构募资。
We're helping save mothers who would otherwise possibly bleed to death during childbirth. Fantastic.
very.
I love the way you're showing it here. Yeah.
不论身处何处，维亚丽从未停下前进的脚步。
本节目由长安马自达CX-8独家冠名播出。
I saw you when you were small. You came here with your parents and your grandparents, and I will never forget that day because we got another name in the book. And when you came, you were so nice, all of you, and not many parents do like your parents did with the food for children. So for me, it was a very beautiful experience to see how you were having lunch together. But it was a special experience because I am Danish. I'm 53 years old. I lived here all my life. But when I opened up this book, it was for me like a beautiful reminder of my own country. Something I forgot. For me, it's a journey in my own country. So now I get emotional again because also for the Danish, the way you do it in Danish with your language skills, it's amazing because it's not only the love for the country and for your family. It's very deep.
Yeah. That's how I felt.
There's so many things in between the lines.
I rediscovered a love for my country.
Yeah. And the inspiration from you to see our country like that. Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
That was really
thank you. That
really
means
special.
so much to hear. Thank you so much.
So I also hope you will come back one day.
感谢媒体合作伙伴光芒 APP、新浪微博、新浪娱乐、新视度、爱豆、模范生的大力支持。登录腾讯新闻独家频道，关注腾讯娱乐，了解更多精彩内容。登录微博搜索不止于他，关注节目，参与节目互动吧。